Now we're at a very interesting time of Jesus' life when he is dying. And there's tons of stress going on. He has a thief on one side of him hanging on a cross, and he has another thief on the other side hanging on a cross. And here he is. Jesus has been beaten. He's had a crown of thorns pressed into his head where blood is all over the place. He's been beaten with a cat of nine tails on his back. His back is shredded open. He's been punched. He has been cursed at. People have pulled his beard. And now one of his most dedicated disciples that loved him and he was close to, John, is at the foot watching this horrible event take place. Along with Jesus' mom Mary is there, and Jesus is dying. Many times when we go through bad things, whether we're sick or maybe have a cold or COVID or whatever, and feel totally awful. And sometimes it almost becomes, woe is me, I don't want to talk to anybody else. I'm not the most nicest person to be around. And usually when people are sick, they're not thinking of anybody else. And that's just when we have a cold or the flu or something, else that we're going through. But Jesus, this whole time, is dying. He is in so much pain, so much stress. But let's see what the scriptures show us, how he handles it, how he responds. Let's look. It's Matthew 27:38 through 45. Two robbers were crucified with him, one on his right and one on his left. Those who passed by hurled insults at him, shaking their heads and saying, "You who are going to destroy the temple and build it in 3 days, save yourself. Come down from the cross if you are the Son of God." In the same way, the chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the elders mocked him. "He saved others," they said, "but he can't save himself. He's the King of Israel. Let him come down now from the cross, and we will believe in him. He trusts in God. Let God rescue him now, if he wants him. For he said, 'I am the Son of God.'" In the same way, the robbers were crucified with him, also heaped insults on him. From the 6th hour until the 9th hour, darkness came over all the land. Things are not looking good. It's looking very dreary and dark as Jesus is hanging there on the cross. So the stage is set. He is dying. So how does he handle all of this? What does he do? Luke 23:39 through 43. One of the criminals who hung there hurled insults at him. "Aren't you the Christ? Save yourself and us." But the other criminal rebuked him. "Don't you fear God," he said, "since you are under the same sentence? We are punished justly, for we are getting what our deeds deserve. But this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus answered him, "I tell you the truth. Today you will be with me in paradise." You see, Jesus didn't have to do anything. Jesus could have not said a word because he was in so much pain. But he still reached out to one other person that was open to him. And he welcomed him into the kingdom of heaven. Because this thief believed in Jesus and trusted him. And even jumped on the other thief to say, "Hey, leave him alone. This guy has done nothing wrong. This is a good man." we see the compassion of Jesus starting to happen. Now let's look at John 19:25 through 27. Near the cross of Jesus stood his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus saw his mother there and the disciple whom he loved standing nearby, he said to his mother, "Dear woman, here is your son." And to the disciple, "Here is your mother." From that time on, this disciple took her into his home. Jesus was still showing compassion to the very end. He was so concerned more about his mom and what would happen to his mother than worried about any of this other stuff, the pain and everything. And for us as believers to realize that we always need to share that love and that compassion with people, even when we feel like it or when we don't feel like it. So this is the challenge. How much compassion do we have for others? Think about it.